Yeah. You already know because you're here with us today with love and respect. Roberto here from Decisive Podcast Series. I'm super happy that you're here with us today. And today is a very exciting moment because I'm just here and I'm going to be talking with a very special person that I love. Her name is Zoe Mazah, someone who I love and respect. We're also going to be talking about how close of friends we are. And that's also very special. And a longtime collaborator, and also someone who has a journey that I've followed for nearly a couple of decades, I guess. No.
Yeah.
A very long time. And so it's a very nice moment for me to step back from our regular routine of co-hosting other artists and be able to take this moment to dial in on her because she has a very wonderful story and there's a lot to talk about in this show. Zoe, welcome to the Decisive Podcast.
Thank you so much for having me. It's
Wait,
funny to be on the other side of the table today because I've been your co-host for many shows now. And now I am here on the guest seat.
That's what I was going to say, in the hot seat. I was going to ask you, how does it feel to be in the hot seat this time?
I'm excited and I love it.
Well, listen, for those that don't know our backstory, I guess it was back in the day, we met long ago in the Munich nightlife scene, right? And I was DJing, producing, and coming from the Los Angeles scene. And you were actually already doing classical trained piano and also already moving towards songwriting and also reggae.
Yeah, I think when we met, I moved to Munich just when I finished school. And I didn't even want to stay in Munich, but I ended up staying here. And I think we really met in the nightlife. And there are not so many people of color in Munich, hasn't been in that time. So you actually always notice someone that is doing something and you meet all over and over again. And we always, had kind of a link, a positive vibes and something that I felt coming from you. And you've been one of those that always been friendly and open. And it just felt like an instant good connection. And I've been following what you've been doing as a DJ because I was going out. So there have been some dances that I was going and I was Roberto Ingram, So as a selector, that was super cool. So yeah.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah. Little fangirl moment.
She's got me turning red because I've never heard her say that about me before because we're always doing the things for her that I love. Don't get me wrong. But anyway, thank you. And I exactly agree with you about that. And we never lost touch with each other, right?
Yeah, it's like two different sides of the whole music business and also of making music. You've been in the electronic field, and I happened to have my first big record deal and started recording my first album and things and left to Jamaica and all those kind of things. But I always came back to Munich, and that's where we always reconnected and also know a lot of people together that we both know. So our roads crossed. And I love the friendship we developed over time because the more we met, we started to talk. And then from all the talking, it's now we're going on regular, I would say our soup lunch dates that I love, where we talk about everything that we have on our mind, our creativity. Community.
Music, all because of bringing people together.
Always about music. Right? We are always talking about music. And then he asked me if I wanted to be your co-host. And I was instantly all right, yeah, I am. When are you going to start? And you'd be actually tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. And you had the idea, you brought this idea to me, you called me, it was in the morning. And I said, yes. And then you said and I asked you when, and it was immediately. So we immediately started to work, and I love it.
That's crazy because these days we're not only co-hosts for the episodes of the Decisive Podcast series, we're also spending a lot of time together in studio.
Oh, yes. And it's so important for me. I remember clearly the first time I asked you if I could come to your studio and listen back to a record that I made. It was a vinyl that I made of my Higher Vibration album. And I needed someone besides me and my studio partner in Portugal to listen if everything is like balanced, if it sounds right. And I needed someone who I could trust. And I fully trust you because I know, and what I love about you is that you don't judge. You don't judge, you just listen first and you feel the music and your intuition is always so right. And then of course you always have those skills when you like show me like this is balance and you can even make it visible. But I can trust you with my work because I also know that you would listen from a perspective that is neutral, but you love to feel music. And this is something I like for myself. And it was not only for the vinyl. Then I came with my last album that I recorded. It's called Till Then. And I came with a mixing process. And mixing, for those people that don't know, mixing is hardcore because you really know your work, you know your songs, and you've been listening so many times over and over again. And then you have to decide on levels if you need something a little bit louder or more in front. And it can make you feel lost after a certain time, especially when it's always yourself that you're listening to. And again, I was like, please, Roberto, can I come over? And you took so much time with me and
Well,
been so patient.
to address that, I thought, like you said, over the years, and then you come to me, and it was kind of exciting because I knew how passionate you felt about, and you weren't happy with some of the mixes, and you were, and I felt like you already knew what you wanted. You knew what you wanted to hear, and I only spoke when I felt like, okay, she's on to something, but I know they didn't get it right over here. This is what she is. So I guess our producer Curtis also taught me a little bit about how to listen and focus on what the artist is all about. And I think if when you speak, you kind of really have set the tone already. And if the mixer doesn't get it right, I think.
But for me, it's all about like being sure. And then it's super amazing to have someone that I can say, okay, this is what I want to hear. And I am not sure if I'm actually hearing it right now because I start to be too close.
Yeah, that's true.
You know? And it's like a double check. And for this, you need someone you can trust. And I trust you when it comes to listening for many reasons. First, I know that you have an emotional approach towards music itself. Then you have an objective kind of view of what would sound well or not. And you can also imagine different venues. You can imagine a club. You can imagine a radio. So, because if someone can't, it doesn't help me at all. And then I need someone whose perspective I would respect in general.
Somebody you can trust with your art.
Exactly.
With your vision. And for me, I can. It's funny because you were able to articulate these things in a way that you wanted to hear them. And for me, I think that's fair enough because that's a sign of someone knowing what they want. And so that's kind of makes it easier for me to sit back and listen and wonder, am I hearing what she's trying to hear? And is it going to translate from the reggae?
In general. Is it something that it touches the heart or not, or you can feel it or not? And I can also see your reaction when you're bouncing, when you're feeling it. I know I'm there. This is just how.
Yeah, because that culture, it's that culture. And I remember, I don't think you know this, but I remember traveling to Jamaica, and me and my partner, we explored just the deep tribal areas and where I was finding this music, and it doesn't sound like the Western side. Yes. So I'm hearing this sound at its rawest form, and it's just like when it comes to this side, I'm listening for artists that have that, and that's what I guess I'm so excited about listening to not only where you came from. For me, when I remember in the beginning, it was more pop.
Yeah.
And then it started to now it's even you were starting to develop in your own way.
I get more roots and more roots and more roots and more roots,
Yeah.
and I not only roots reggae, but I have the feeling I'm really exploring more what I want, because I don't really care. We don't make money by selling music anyways. So I am really just doing what I want to do and what I feel like doing and what interests me musically and in my own growth and development as a person.
It translates to me because I know you as somebody doing what they feel,
Yeah.
what they're feeling, and I think that's feeling to me is everything.
I feel it. I'm doing what I'm feeling, not what I should do or supposed to do. Yeah, and we even record together, and I love that because I usually am recording like long forms of music. I'm going to my studio in Portugal, and I love that. But I also needed someone here, and then I said, "Could you record me?" And this, and you're always so patient with me because you know me that I'm. I have my mindset on recording. I'm professional. I'm trying to get it done fast, and
I know we have a way of cross talking. We have a way of getting to
we
the
good.
solution.
We just good.
Yeah. When I say something, you don't take it offensively. You take because you know I'm in. You know I'm locked in. So and also I really try to save work for us in the end. I try to save us getting out of pocket on subjects that don't matter to the solution. So with that, yes, let's talk about this understand, overstand, and understand. We're going to dive into that in your music and visuals and the reality of being a Black woman in this industry. And so for me, she had a new book. Let's start with the book.
It's so crazy. I can't believe actually that I did that. It's something I always wanted to do. I always wanted to write a book, and I wrote a novel, but I didn't publish this yet because it's so crazy. And then I started a format on YouTube. It's called Insights of an Artist. This is where I'm speaking about creativity and my process behind the music and thoughts I have all around creativity and the creative process. And after 1 year in, I felt, okay, I need to write this down. I felt like a clear calling. And I was talking to a friend in the morning, Gabrielle, and I said, well, I think I'm going to write a book about this and that. I'm going to, structure it like, in certain chapters and describing the creative process in phases. And I want those phases to be archetypes. And I'm going to call them this and that. And she was like, yeah, you should really do it. And we finished coffee. I walked home as usual, me going for a walk. And I started in this afternoon and I began to write a book, and it came like in one huge flow. And I wrote.
Starting when?
Well, starting the writing process, and I developed a routine for myself. I got up like 4:30 in the morning, began writing until lunchtime. Then I took a break. Then I've been revisiting the pages of the morning. And it was pretty fast that I had my structure clear and everything I wanted to say, because I've been thinking about this for such a long time. So understand, overstand, understand really is a creative workbook journal for artists and soul rebels, for everybody that really is interested in developing or deepening their relationship with their own creativity. Yes, so it's a book that you can read and where you get led through the different phases of any kind of creative process. Let's say you want to plan a dinner party, like it's your birthday coming up, and you're like dreaming, oh, I think I'm going to invite my friends. So this would be the first stage, because you have inspiration flowing and you just collect ideas. Then you have the next phase. This is I call this a soul rebel phase. This, you have your idea, you're already writing invitations and probably even like checked out some venues. You have the next phase. This is in the book. It's called the spiritual alchemist. This is where you actually doing something. If you're planning your party, this is when it's happening. Everybody's there. You're having a great time. If I am in the studio, I am recording the songs that I wrote before. Then you have the next phase is the warrior heart. This is where you, it's more the finishing process. If you have your dinner invitation, the people are leaving or some don't want to leave, and you have to kind of friendly compliment them out of your house, and then you have to clean up or you want to clean up. It's like the aftermath. If you're releasing music, this is your deadline coming closer, and you really get, you've got to be disciplined and keep pushing. And you have the afterglow. This is the next day. It's the morning after your party was beautiful, and you just sit back and you recap everything that happened to you, and maybe you're a little bit sad because some people maybe came from far away and you're not going to see them for the next year or years. So everything basically is a creative process, and for all those phases you have descriptions, you have images that I made, you have work exercises, actually journal prompts and stuff. So I really want people to work, because it's one thing that I truly believe in is the arts of all kinds is something we consume so easy.
Yeah.
And I wanted something where people feel like they should take action, or they're invited to take action and try something themselves, and not just sit there and wait until someone tells them it's like this and that and you consume it. I want people to actively feel in their own creativity.
Do me a favor and pinpoint a couple of sentences on why you chose this title: Understand, Overstand, and Understand. Let's go with the understand part. What is that?
The understand for me is where I, from the inside out, get into my project, or get to know myself in my own process, in my journey. The overstand is I am learning more out of perspective point of view, and I also observe myself in the process. I notice where I'm doing well, where I could improve. It really is a part of the healing, that you're not just only in your ego, but you're stepping aside a little and watch yourself. And then the understand is the fundamental point of view that you might gain and that you might grow, and that you can trust that you're saying, okay, I am sure of what I'm doing. So it's a holistic point of view that I hope people will achieve.
And overstand?
Well, overstand, this is what I said. The overstand is the outside perspective.
Okay, good.
So from the inside to the outside, from all corners, we grow, we hopefully heal. It all is a big question and adventure anyways, right? So to be in creative or, and I am saying this, to be a creative does not mean you have to be an artist, in your real life.
Yeah.
Creativity is something that is in everything we do.
Yeah.
You have to find creative ways if you want to teach your children certain things. The more creative you are, the better they will learn, maybe. Or you finding ways of, you want to hang up your camera and you don't have a stand, so you glue it. This is something creative because you're finding ways.
Yeah.
And I think, a lot of people might have a beautiful relationship with their own creativity for the rest of their lives. And they never think this is my profession and I have to, make money out of this and I need to show up. Like some people have a calling, like I had a clear call. You probably have felt it, this is your way. But this book really is for everybody.
Wonderful. Not only did you decide to write it, you decided to also record your own voice, your own audio.
Yes.
in the studio with me. What was it like recording the audio book, literally speaking your words into the mic with me? What is that? What were you thinking when we were in the studio and you were coming up reading your cards?
This is super funny because I'm so used to being in a studio and recording me singing, right?
Yeah, that's
true. Of course, sometimes there's spoken words and music, but I never fully recorded me reading something. And the most difficult part actually was for me that I know what I've wrote so well, and parts I even know by heart because I've read them so many times, when I was editing and stuff. So to stick to the words and not just, let it slip, and also not to speak super fast, because if you're reading something, you can't do it this fast as you just normally speak. And the good thing is I tried at home, I practice, and I have 2 kids. And I've been reading millions and millions and millions of books to them. And so I asked them if my speed is okay, if the sound of my voice is okay. And they clearly said, well, you have to read like this and that. So that was they've been like my executive producers. They told me, okay, mom, no, you sound stupid. You can't, you need to speak with this and that voice. This is our favorite voice. And so I just follow.
How do you think we did?
I think we did good. I think we did really good. I love that we've been super focused. It would have been strange if there would have been someone else around, because in the moment it still is like, it's not like reading my diary because I published it as an ebook and people can read it, right? But it's super personal when you read it yourself. And I was imagining how it would feel like to people when they just hear my voice. There's no music, nothing. It's just me reading. So I'm super grateful that you've been there, just quiet and,
I love it when you and we catch something. I'm listening. I'm saying, Zoe, back up.
Yeah. You're like, you're speeding up. I said, okay.
Keep the same character. Back up, back up. But I love it. What I loved about it was that you reading each chapter, and maybe, you're so excited about.
Yeah, totally.
The speech that we sometimes, the pronunciation gets lost sometimes. And it's like, what I loved about us is that you take it with stride, with pride, and we go back and fix it.
Yeah, I do.
Cool.
Making mistakes is part of the game.
Okay.
I think when you make mistakes and then you correct it, you learn. Every time I'm doing something, I learn, I grow, I get better. And I have to say, I am super proud. Anyways, English is not my first language. I wrote an entire freaking book in English. I'm doing everything,
you should be proud,
and I think this is great. I'm doing this in English because I started my whole work as a recording artist in English and writing in English. And it really is. People ask me this many times, why this is my mother's tongue. My mother does not, my biological mother does not speak no German. And when I started making the music, I felt I wanted to do something that she could also listen to, So this is where it began, and it just, now it's natural for me. But still, of course, when I'm excited, I make a lot of mistakes and I'm having weird accents and stuff. But I love to learn. And a certain point is also like you having an accent, because you're coming from LA, and that's just how you speak.
Let me come in as a listener. For me, those accents, when they come in the right place, is absolutely art, and it's absolutely amazing. It's not a pronunciation problem. It's where you may be from.
Yeah, it's like a background situation. Yeah. But then still you have like...
And that's character.
Yeah, and we're here in the
art,
studio.
That's character.
Yeah.
As well. And I only feel like I need to correct it if it's
wrong. Like if it wrong in a way that is like completely make no sense.
Yeah, but not often are you there. Not often you're there at that point. Yeah, because again, kudos and credits to you for all the practicing and all the studying and all the passion that you have to put in the wording. So I'm not gonna find too many of those, but I know, again, working with you in my head, what we want to hear and what you expect to hear. So I have to do that because also it saves me work in the end. So yeah, let's talk about your recent releases and the message. You haven't been too shy about or quiet about releasing music lately either. Let us talk about the recent releases. That sonically move you right now.
Well, I released 2 singles so far this year. The first one is called Tomorrow. It's a collaboration with Paul Luper from Hamburg. I love this song.
That was the first album we
This
recorded.
was the first song that got released this year, and we recorded the vocals together. And this song has such a deep personal meaning to me. It's the lyrics of Tomorrow really speaking of my hopes for not only for myself but for the world, especially in those times. And I wrote it during winter, and I felt we need that. We need hope. We need a perspective, and has so much to do with values and where we want to be ourselves and how we carry ourselves as well. And I truly believe it all starts within us. So the seed of hope must be planted inside of myself and my faith and my trust and my belief and my love. So, and when we recorded it, I was super happy about the outcome. The instrumental itself is so beautiful that I, during the writing process, got carried away just listening, because I always follow the beautiful music instead of, singing along. And then when we recorded, I was happy in the first moment. I think it's one of the fast recordings that we did. And so the second song, the follow-up basically, or it feels like a follow-up to me, because it's like one thought I had there and I concluded in Tomorrow. And then my second release, my recent release just came out now, I think last week, is called Love Above All, in collaboration with a Boom Rush backup. And
Boom Rush Backup.
yeah, they're so cool.
Who's that?
They are so cool. Is one producer in I think it's in Wuppertal. His name is Felix, and his band. They're also a backing band. This is why backup. And he sent me the instrumental, and I felt it immediately, and I had the feeling this needs it's an anthem. It's a hymn, and I felt this. It kept me marching whenever I was listening. So I wrote the entire song walking, in my head. And I was like singing along, and like, I'm choosing love above all. And for me, this is like in a row, even they have nothing to do with each other. But for me, inside of myself, Tomorrow and Love Above All really connect.
Oh, connects. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because what I'm saying in Love
Above
Above All, I even deepen what I said in Tomorrow. There, in Love Above All, I'm saying like it's peace over war, love over hate. I'm having all those this duality of everything, and I am choosing. And what do I choose? And what I believe we as a collective could choose. And actually, I think we should choose.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. But you can, I can only speak from myself.
I get it.
But it's also like, I believe as a musician, you have the chance to really wake up someone and shake up someone. If I'm singing and it's uplifting, I'm saying, I'm choosing love above all. You might be like, listen to it in the morning on the radio, and if you're like, oh yeah, I'm choosing love above all, and you get the groove, you get the feel. So you're meeting someone at the bakery, and that kind of piss you off in a way, but you're not reacting aggressive or anything, because you're like, you know what, I'm choosing love. So you're like,
Right. It
can inspire. The mindset can be contagious, and I really hope to reach people. And this song already got me such beautiful moments. Just happened on the weekend. I was walking, and someone stopped me. He's like, "Hey, Zoe, wait!" I said, "All right, who's that?" And then someone I know the guy, but he's like, "Wait a second. I just wanted to tell you that this song, Love Above All, it just means so much to me, and it's
something we need to hear now.
We need this. It's so positive and it's so strong, and I thank you so much. I just wanted to tell you." So if this is happening to me, or people writing me on my social medias, or that's all I need.
And this moment.
Yeah.
This moment when love over hate and love focus. There's a big, for me, hope. There's a boundary of at my age, understanding the challenges of that we've been through in the past. Thank God for our teachers, Martin Luther King and a few others, civil rights movements that have taught us a lot about
Yeah.
if we don't come together, what could be our fate. And at this particular time you're writing this, I hope that's part of what people are feeling through this song, and not a sign of weakness, but a sign of, hey, look, I look at it like that's kind of a guardrail for me
Yes.
against whatever you may be thinking is hate and trying to bring you to out of that zone. And I feel very well protected with that mentality.
I mean, this
Well,
is,
of
I think,
practice,
one
in
of the things
practice.
where you and I, we link up.
Yeah.
We try to stay on a positive mind
Right, yeah.
and searching for those energy lines
Yeah.
to be positive and have a positive outlook. And I personally think
Without losing touch with reality.
with reality,
Yeah, you know, but you
yes,
still
and
have to be
it
protected.
takes, but it takes work.
Yeah.
To have this mindset, you know, this
takes
is
a lot of
active.
focus,
It's
yeah.
not just say like, oh, I'm choosing love and I'm just happy and shiny. No,
No,
that's
no,
not
no,
it.
no.
This is an
No, no.
active. This is
No, no.
about being an active and wide awake human being, and making choices, and hopefully the right choices, and choose every day again and again and again, and repeat to choose love above all, meaning I'm not gonna, be
Not
fighting
half.
with, yeah, not
Not
half,
part of the way.
not,
Not-
no, but and it's not always easy. We all get into some situations where it's difficult, but if we can,
Is it hard? Yes.
it is, but
not
it's
easy.
worth it.
Yeah.
For
thank
me,
you.
it's just worth it, and
mentally and emotionally for me it is. Yeah.
for me, this is so essential, and I get often asked, how do I come to have a positive mindset? And I say, because I want to have a positive
Ooh, what'd you
mindset.
just say? What was that? I want
I want to
There it
have
is.
a positive mindset.
There it is. You
I
gotta
am
want
also
it.
choosing this.
You have to want it.
I work for this.
Right.
I am healing what
I
needs
march
to
for
be
this.
healed.
I pray for this. I'm in this. Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm in this. With or
Yes,
without you, I'm in
it's
this.
part of my
Oh,
journey,
yeah.
and I want to be like this, and I sacrifice for
Good
it.
for
So,
you.
and
Good for
I
you.
think it's something. I mean, for me in my music, I'm always trying to share what I believe, because once you release something into this world, you have to stand up for what you say.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd rather
Stand up for what? Yeah. Yeah. Stand up for what you say. Yeah.
say things in my lyrics that have a meaning that I really believe, not just like shady whatever. I am a lyric, words-driven person. Words hold power. This is what I feel like, and this is what I believe. So I am very intentional in what I'm writing, and yeah, that's about me as a songwriter when it comes to my lyrics.
It sounds like a human. So
I think it is.
I mean, you're a mother. You are.
Yes.
You know. So I really respect that totally. Let's talk about those sessions when you start writing lyrics. Where do you begin?
Well, lyrics in general
Sorry for the babbling,
really
but it's
mean
find the right
a
question.
lot to me, because I
Dreaming.
No, the lyrics really
Lyrics.
mean a lot to me.
Awesome.
Because I am someone that you can take my word as a word. It's like a handshake and a word. That's me.
Mm-hmm.
So if I say something, it's the same. I sing. If I sing something, if I say I'm going to be there at 5, I make sure I'm going to be there at 5. So if I'm saying in my music, I'm choosing love above all, you can judge me by this. You can say, well, you've been choosing, this is what you said, so how you behave here. So I try to practice what I preach. And
There it is, practice
as
what you
I
preach.
have a lot to say in my songs all the time, they are important for me. And it doesn't mean that there are not songs that I write that I just really enjoy the beauty of language and kind of, being a wordsmith. And that I love making something sound great, or finding beautiful expression, and paint pictures with words, because I fully enjoy that. So this could also be like a game that I'm playing with myself. And mostly songs start, well, it's two different things. Like if I'm starting a song, completely like including writing not only the melodies, but the chords and everything on the piano. Sometimes the song just itself is already there. I've been thinking about something, and then out of I don't know what is a process that is just very mysterious even for myself. It's there, and I rush to my piano and I write it down. It's there, and then it's only like a few words that I have to correct. And then there are songs, mainly when I'm writing on a rhythm meaning instrumental. I'm listening to the music and I learn to trust my intuition. So mostly what I feel in the first time I'm listening will already give me the direction of the song, where I want to take it. And then, of course, is what I have inside of me. I mean, I can say, okay, I want to write a love song. I want to write a protest song. I want to write whatever, a sexy song. I can do that, but I will still follow, what I have inside of me. I love writing. You know me, I'm always writing. This is what I do the whole time. It's like...
How do you find a peaceful space to find certain topics? Are you getting it from experiences, from moments, or you think through your life challenges, or you're working with a lot of different people in the reggae scene, and does a lot of this topics address or come from that culture?
Well, inspiration actually is everything for me.
Okay.
I'm inspired by sitting on the bus and listening to someone else's conversation, or I am seeing how the sunlight is reflecting on water somewhere, or I can see, a couple fighting on the street, or I'm listening to someone else's music, and it just I'm never not inspired. I'm always inspired, and even this moment when you feel like, oh, there's nothing inside of me, I don't know what to say. I think this is the best moment to start writing.
What do they call it? Writer's block. Okay.
Yeah, but this is the best moment because you're like, oh, I'm so bored. There's nothing. So what is wrong without
So you don't have writer's block.
No, because then this is your beginning.
Okay.
You're there to say, I am so bored. Nothing catches my eye. Feels like, I'm so numb.
You did it again.
And
you found something
then
positive.
you're already moving on. And for me, everything can be turned into something. I think it's a lot of practice of being in a flow. And I am very well connected to my own zone.
Are you uncompromising? You're uncompromising when it comes to this kind of reality, this kind of flow, this kind of...
No, I am totally not. The thing is, like, I am super strict. I'm a disciplined work as well.
Okay.
And sometimes you could take the easy road and just find a rhyme that is just fast. But this is where I feel I'm really catching myself. I don't want to be lazy on this, and I think this is where you decide if someone is really into it or if someone just like wants to write something and is already satisfied. No, I'm not. When it comes to this, I am a perfectionist and I want it the right way. And again, I feel words have power. So it needs to be the right expression because something could mean something, but it could have an undertone. Or it can have a different second meaning or a third meaning. And I want my message to be clear. To even reach the person that is supposed that's supposed to hear it, that maybe need it. So I want to connect with those people that wants my energy and I want their energy. I have some Zoe fans, hardcore Zoe fans since day one, and I love them dearly. It's like family to me. And I took a long break after 3 albums because I had my children and I really needed to rearrange myself. And when I released the first songs after, those people being there, because it's a vibes thing and vibes don't lie and we connect and we still connected.
Vibes don't lie.
Yeah, and they're there,
100%,
and they're feeding me and they also got my back. and they encourage me every time. Like whenever I put something out, I get DMs from people like, yeah, I'm so glad you're still there, keep going. We love you, never forget that. And it really encourages me so much to keep going.
And to stay focused on this highest level, there must be something you're doing personal, like waking up at 4 and 5 o'clock in the morning, going up there, taking morning walks.
Exactly. This is what I'm
So
doing.
what helps you in your resilience? What do you do? What do you do?
Well, it really is this. Miss Mazah waking up super early in the morning because it's a quiet time. And I love this time because my brain is so just my self brain. There is no to-do list. There is nothing. Nobody called me, nothing. I love this early mornings and I'm just there, just vibing. And at 6 o'clock, I have 1 cup of coffee, never more and never earlier, which is stupid because I'm a big revolutionary. I don't follow rules, right? This is this one rule that I made up for myself.
The revolution will not be televised.
And then it's just like, but there is no coffee before 6. So why? But that's just the way it is.
Did you say no coffee before 6?
No, it's just 6 o'clock is the earliest I can have a cup of coffee. Sometimes I'm super tired because mostly I wake up and I love to be up. Sometimes I'm just there and it's like, oh, what the hell am I doing here already? But then it's always something good for me in that time. And then after breakfast for the kids, I'm always going for a walk. This is my sacred time for myself. While I'm walking in nature, this is where I really calm myself down. This is where I put align my thoughts and my soul. And I'm also doing stuff like, people see me here at the Isa River. I'm building like circles with stones and flowers.
Oh, really?
And making my rituals and meditating and I'm praying there.
You hear that, people?
Yeah, I am connected. Well, some people see me when I'm, they see me. And the funniest thing is what I also do, and I don't know this, it's just something I got told that I do this. I am singing all the time. So when I'm walking
I'm singing all the time.
I am.
You are singing.
I am singing all the time. So and the post guy just told me that he was driving behind me with his bicycle, and he said, "Oh, it's so nice. You're singing again." I said, "Oh, sorry, I didn't notice." Yeah, but you always do that. Yeah, but it's so funny. So I'm doing this so people think I'm a little crazy when they meet me, but this is where I really refresh my energy and. Wherever I am, actually, I'm going for walks.
But I also think is a great bullet point and great practice. I remember moms used to tell us when we were young, they used to make us take naps.
Oh, I am big in taking naps. I am the queen of taking naps. And in the time when I was writing the book, I was so disciplined with the writing that I really had a schedule. And from 2 to 3 or 3:30, I turned off my phone. I told everybody, so you can't reach me because I'm going to be sleeping. I'm going to take a nap. And like this, it's a strange idea. It's embarrassing to say, but I always felt like I have 2 days in one because I wake up twice. I woke up in the morning, so I got a lot of work done. I cooked lunch for my kids, and then I slept. And then after, I have like my second waking up. Completely new. Sometimes I'm really a different person because I think naps usually should be like 20 minutes, but I'm always sleeping like 1 hour, 1.5 hours. So it could be that I'm waking up and I'm confused a little bit, but I love it because it really is like my second chance for the day. Maybe I also didn't like my first morning. I'm giving myself a second chance of having a second wake up.
I've heard this. A lot of famous people are using also this to their advantage, waking up at 4 and 5 in the morning to get started in. And I think that's a really great formula because if you're up early, you're definitely going to be down early. If you have an very impactful day and giving the body and the mind a chance to power up and power down at a reasonable time is also. Some people say, "Oh, I can't do this."
Even if you're taking a nap, I can. If I have a good nap in the afternoon, I could even work all night. I have it when we like album recording or stuff.
The nap regenerates some energy.
If it's album recording or band rehearsals or live shows. Of course, this is at night. This is night work. Musicians work at night. So
Do they?
yeah, we often do. We
I
often
get
do.
I get some of the coolest ideas after getting a good night's sleep and wake up early, not at night for some reason.
Yeah, but
Because
that's like, I mean,
you're
like
hearing it
playing
fresh.
live, you know,
Oh, I saw
concerts.
what
You
you're
don't play
saying.
in a
I see
club.
what you're saying. Yeah.
You don't play in the club like 10
You can
in the
play,
morning.
yeah,
You
after
could,
hours. It's
but
after
that's
hours.
after hours, you know, but usually you start at night. So,
Yeah.
but this, yeah, but I can do that. And even, like, you know, when touring and stuff, I don't care. Everything is mixed up anyways, but I would still wake up early. It's very much a Zoe thing to be up
Let's
in
talk
the
about
morning.
something you love and you're very passionate about. Why reggae? Let me, yeah, so, oh, sorry about
Why
that.
reggae?
Sorry about that. So let's rewind, okay? And you come from a classical piano, you study jazz, and
Yeah.
yet you choose reggae as your main language. What's up with that? What up with that? I'm not gonna say boom glut. No?
No. Well, reggae music means the world to me. When I learned that when music called me, I was learning the classical piano, and I was super serious about this. I studied this, and it opened a whole new inner world for me to learn of the sufferation those people went through, especially Frédéric Chopin. His journey fascinated me, and I felt it in the music, and I felt so aligned, you know, because he was an immigrant, like I was an immigrant, and all the melancholy and sadness I felt in his music, but also how he found a way to transform this into something extraordinarily beautiful, made me stick to classical piano. Then there was obviously not much space for a person of color playing piano. I got the most shady offer of a record deal as a young woman. They wanted to have like a brown skin woman on a white grand piano playing like pop classic. This was the kind of idea. So I stepped away from this. That was obviously not what I wanted. And well, then I started to study jazz music because I got a record deal more or less overnight. I got a record deal, a record offer, an artist development deal, and everything. And I thought, okay, I need to do something. And my parents said, you need something where you get a diploma. And I was sure I'm not going to go to the classical conservatory. And so that was jazz. And I love jazz. And what I learned in jazz is to let go of having notes. Because classical music, you read notes, right? And I could read notes before I could actually read letters and words. For me, reading notes is like I'm reading a paper. It's just so natural. I learned that when I was 4, you know, a long time before I was learning to read and write. And I learned to let everything go with jazz. And I discovered also my voice in jazz music because I was super shy. I wasn't shy at all playing the piano. I could be like, because I didn't care. This was so natural for me. I always did that. I won plenty of competitions and stuff playing there.
How old were you then?
I was, I think, 19 when I started studying jazz. And I was like, you know, for me, it was so embarrassing. So the first time I had to sing in front of an audience, I had to turn my back to the people because I was so shy. And I felt like everybody could see me, you know? And you can't hide when you have a piano. This is a big instrument. You know, you're there, the people can see you, but it's a big instrument. It's like you have your best friend with you. And then,
So if you have your back to them, that means they can see you in full. If you have the piano in front of you, they can.
yeah,
see
but it was
you.
like I just felt like, oh my god, you know, and I really had to learn it. I learned a lot studying jazz, and I love jazz music. Also, the freedom that it brings, and I really learned to let go. And then I happened to be in Jamaica. I think I was 21 for the very first time, and I've been listening to reggae music before, and I've been to many dances, but it finally hit me when I was in Jamaica. It was
What
like
hit you?
everything. It was like an awakening. I felt so much at home because for me, growing up here as a person of color was a difficult journey. I am telling you, I experienced so much discrimination, racism, and
Oh, I'm sorry, I had to go
and
through this.
all traumatizing forms, I have to say. And when I've been to Jamaica, it was the first time I could just blend in. It's something that I could never be here, because here I was always someone people would look at, not for a reason, because I was looking nice, just because I was looking different or being different. And there, I was just one out of many. I could just blend in if I wouldn't speak. Nobody would pay attention.
Wow.
If somebody would talk to me or say, well, you look good, that was because they meant I look good, not because I was just different and sticking out of the crowd, you know? And I
You
understood.
look good.
Yeah.
You look good.
And
You like this.
and I understood so much about the music too. And I was super blessed because there are two amazing musicians and songwriters that's been signed to the same label as me. And I met before in Europe.
Remember who they were?
And they taught me a lot about writing. And one, his name is President Brown. I will forever be grateful, because he said, you know, you actually chanting, you are chanting, and a chant is an old African form of finding melodies and sing. It's very ritual and
Okay, I didn't know that.
and it's so beautiful. And when he said that, it just clicked inside of me. And the other one who taught me a lot is Jack Radix, who is a top 10 songwriter. And I got to be like his little friend that was there, like bringing the coffee and stuff. And happened to be in his presence. And this man is constantly writing, constantly juggling words, constantly finding melodies and things. And I understood it, and the whole organic feeling of the reggae music hit me deep. I just feel it, and I felt it, and I always feel it. And to me, it's spiritual. It's been my first contact with the Rastafari movement as well, the whole spiritual world. It has been I really felt so welcomed by the music. It feels like heartbeat to me. And I also felt like it connected to how I was writing, how I was singing. And then the whole part of this is music that is for the people. It is a revolution. This is so much me, because I have a mission. I am inside of myself. I am a soul rebel. I call my community
You're
the soul rebels.
somehow a soul rebel on this delicate side.
Yes, but for me, it's deeply spiritual music.
Okay, yeah.
And this for me is the most important part of reggae, that it's spiritual. Besides, I'm loving the groove, and everything about this. I love the bass lines. I love the skank of the guitar. It's just like
And
I am
this
addicted to this.
sloppiness,
Yeah, no, it's not sloppy. It's super precise. Even if you're laid
Curtis
back,
loves
but it's
reggae.
like even when you laid back, but it has a form. It's just I just feel it in my bone, and especially it's deeply spiritual for me.
What is the biggest, most wonderful festival you've been to, or been a part of?
The most amazing festival I have been to,
Or a part of as well. It could be something.
as a guest was
Yeah.
in Jamaica, actually. That's a very long time ago. And that was when Buju Banton released his album Till Shiloh. And this was a festival somewhere in the jungle in Jamaica. I was there with 3 friends, white people. They've been the only white people actually around. And we've been there, and the whole atmosphere was just amazing, super fascinating. It was super dark because there was not a lot of light besides the stage, and there was a stage. And then there was Buju Banton, and he had this aura around him. And I was just in love. I was in love. I was like, oh my God. It just hit me.
No.
It hit me. And the message was there. It was so powerful. Such a powerful message and everything. And I just felt it. So this was like the best festival I have seen. As a guest, I had a nice festival experience. I think that's like 1 year ago, where I heard Mita and the Cornerstone. And what a band, what a man,
One
what
of
a
my
message.
favorites is Fela Kuti.
Oh, yes.
I
I heard so many amazing people. Just recently heard my dear friend Alba Rosi here in Munich at the Reggae Bill Easter special. oh my God. And I heard Empress Sativa, who is just like mind blowing, like mind blowing. She's a goddess. And Rosie, of course, like, wow. And I think the best where I've been, I cannot even tell you. I have one very good memory playing in a rainfall Chiemsee reggae festival. And it was raining cats and dogs. It was terrible. Everybody was there outside still dancing.
But
It was
nonstop,
raining,
right?
raining. It was so muddy. And we had this, and it's a huge stage. I was going in front because we had we had a ceiling over the stage for the technical equipment not to get, mush up. So I was going in front because I wanted to get wet with the people. Because I had the feeling they're there, they're giving me their energy and I should be there. And I didn't mind getting wet, and they didn't go. They also didn't let me go. They wanted one more and more. So I was playing something I never did before on the festival. I said, okay, my keyboard player, you have to move. So that was me then with the keyboard and playing just the a cappella of the keyboard myself a song. I will never forget this, but I'm full of good memories.
Did you get cheers or you get laughed at? Which one?
I got cheers, and after I couldn't believe that I did that, and
That was
of
awesome.
course, I mean,
Was that really inspiring and uplifting for you, Hans and our
it was just beautiful because it felt like, okay, they've been there in the rain for me, and they didn't go. So I really wanted to give something special back.
Yeah.
And I always feel wherever we play, if it's a big stage or a small stage, it's beautiful exchange of energy. It's just love, I'm coming there. I know I can never fail because, if you're coming on a show, you don't come to hate the artist. You come because you want to love them. So if you open your heart, nothing can go wrong. Even if you're making mistakes, even if something happens. I even, broke my heel on stage in front of thousands, and it was, like a lot of embarrassing stuff.
Broke my heel.
Yeah, of my boot, my boom.
Listen, your sound today is very much a blend of there's root reggae, there's soul, there's a lot of Afro-European feeling. How would you describe your musical identity in a few words? In your own words, or a few words.
Well, it really is, today I could say, it really is Zoe music. Zoe music will always be soulful. Zoe music will always be, you will always find a groove. I'm not much of the party, like really, up-tempo type of thing, because that's just also not me. Mm-hmm. Once in a while I would do that. And it's a potpourri of everything that inspires me and everything that I am. I am a Liberian. I was born in Liberia, West Africa. I'm living in Germany. I'm traveling a lot. I love to travel as well. So everything blends, and I'm kind of done having limits and limiting thoughts around my art.
Limits and limiting.
I indulge in freedom and just, making how I feel.
You felt like you were limiting yourself in the past for any reason at all? What?
No, but the older I get, the more I grow, the freer I also become.
Okay.
It's like every time I'm doing something, I'm letting something go.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And I love that. I can only encourage everybody to do so. It just feels good.
Mm-hmm. You're also a multi-dimensional artist as well. If I could say so myself. You are clearly not just a singer, you're a songwriter, you're a more multi-dimensionalist artist. Could you talk to us? Yeah, talk me through what is different roles that you embody.
Well, you just said it. I am a musician. This is me, especially playing the piano. And sometimes on some of my recordings, you can also hear me play the piano. Then I am a singer-songwriter, meaning I'm writing the melodies and lyrics and stuff. And I, of course, a recording artist, voicing it and then playing live, bring it, on stages. And then what happened to me is I've always been someone that is, I have visions, like visual visions around the music, And
Color, frequencies, tones.
color frequencies, even full stories. Like I think, okay, I'm making up a story in my mind that I see.
That sounds a bit crazy if you ask me.
It sounds a bit crazy. It might be a little bit crazy, but what it leads to is from collecting or making mood boards to painting and drawing. Right now, I am filming my own videos. I make the whole concept.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and then the nicest thing is I'm doing the editing myself. It's a lot of work, but I just love it because I feel I know what I want to see. I know what I had on my mind, and I am so much into it. I'm doing all the artwork. Also, in my book, there are pictures. I make them. This is multimedia collage work, and I just love it. I love it.
I have to give you your flowers for this. This woman does absolutely everything, and a lot of it, I'm just going like, Zoe, stop it, will you? But for you, woman of color, taking control, full control of everything you do and visualizing it and able to create it, and able to understand and build. I don't know how many followers you have built on insights of an artist. How many? What are you up to now? I think it's like 9,000.
Is it 9,000, whatever? For me, this is a lot because this is people that are coming back. This is people who really enjoying the conversations I'm sharing there, that I'm having there. They follow the thoughts. And I think it's all about encouragement.
Okay.
And what I think describes me the best is that if I have an idea, and I think if I can think something, I already manifested it, so it can be, So if I have the thought, and I'm a big overthinker, and I think about but if I have the thought and I feel it's right, I know I can make it happen. I will find a way. And I really want to encourage people because it does not take a lot of money to do things. It takes you to trust yourself and put yourself to work. I mean, try. The first videos I shot by myself was like really, it's ridiculous, right? It's a tripod and the camera, and it's me running back and forth and seeing and try and error and stuff. Now I'm so much better. And, it really is like, it's a constant evolving and growing process.
Yeah, but people, you got to know that when you're writing something, you're designing something, these steps, and then all your platforms that you have been able to create an identity that's authentic to everything. And that's for one person. I don't know if you have a team of people helping you, but you don't, because it's hard for you to kind of trust.
It's mostly, it's me, and it's not because I'm having trust issues. It's more that I think I probably have a fast mind, and I don't want to wait forever. I feel like, okay, let me try.
We have less time in front of us than we do behind us.
Yeah, but I want to try. I want to try something, and I want to see if I can actually do it. And I know my boundaries. I know in a certain moment I need to ask someone.
None.
I have, but I love to push the limit. I truly believe we can grow until our last breath. I believe we can grow, and I want to, and I'm so curious. I'm having so much fun.
Where do you get this tenacity from? Where do you get this mindset from? You got it from somewhere. It can be from your mind, from your past, from a young person.
This is really me. It's like, growing up here is like, people put you in a box, in a limit. You are like this and that. Look at you, so you must be this. And I've learned this from a very young age. Oh, the little black girl, so you were like this. You can't be that. All those things. And since I figured those out, that people gotta have an opinion anyways, and I want to limit you anyways, and I try to fit in those boxes, it never worked out.
It never worked.
And so I decided, okay, whatever. I'm not gonna waste my energy and my love on trying to fit in. No, I'm just gonna help myself be myself and just grow into myself. And now I don't freaking care. I really don't care. I couldn't care less. You don't like it? go look another way. You don't feel it, I don't care. Beautiful if you do, you're welcome. I'm trying to welcome everybody, but I love to explore things myself, and I think there is a sentence, right? God bless the child who's got his own.
Yes.
So if this own is you owning your own lifetime, you don't just wait. You don't give up all the time. You don't complain all the time. You don't, you can actually do so many things. There is no limit. Yes, there might be financial limit, or your time might be limited, or your energy levels are limited, but you can grow into this if you want to. Energy flows where your mind goes. If you want to do something, come on, do it. You're working out all the time. You could have also been like, oh, now I'm tired. No, but you're doing this, you're putting effort in, and you're pushing your limits. You're somewhere else now than you have been 2 years ago. For me, this is my creative outlook. For example, now I was asked to read and write a poem for an art exhibition, right? A year ago, it was the first time I was publishing one of my poems. I have plenty of poems because when I'm writing music, there's always, you will find in my little books, like I'm writing here, it starts on the right side of a book. So I would start here writing my lyrics, continued on the other side, then I flip the book and start to write there. And then in between, you will find me squeezed in writing poems, which is weird, but it's always like this. It's like this since years.
It don't sound weird.
And so I found some of them, and I thought, okay, let me just publish some. I did that on Substack, where I published more of my longer term writing. And so I would have never thought that a year after I would be reading my poetry for an opening of an art exhibition. You see, this is how much you can, push your limits, like grow into something.
You never thought there was.
I never did that before. Now
What was that for you? What was that? What did that?
It's going to happen next week, actually. It's going to happen on the 28th of May. I'm going to read for the first time a poem of myself there in front of everybody.
So we did the audio book, you reading,
yes.
And now the next step. See, yeah, good.
You see, this is like all premieres right now. I never thought I'm going to do that before.
I could see you going from, since I've known you, I can see this track record of where you, your trajectory.
I can see that. It's just like, and I don't know what's going to come next. You never know. You don't know. You better be scared. I'm going to be like, Roberto, I have this idea.
You haven't said, you're reeling everything. Come in. I don't know, I got a feeling.
But let me tell you one thing. My name means in Vai, this is the language of the tribe I was born into, a Vai.
Yeah.
Zoe means the woman that can do everything. When I was small, they always said that, it means life and the woman that can be everything. And I was like, great. So I don't know what I'm going to do, but it's like such a big name. And it felt like a burden. Now I feel like, all right, let me do something else. I just love it. And you always ask me what I do to relax. This is what I do to relax.
I asked her, I was walking a dog in the morning, and I asked her, when do you ever relax? And what I heard was working again. I didn't hear relax. I heard.
Yeah, but for me, I'm never working.
I heard something.
I'm not working. I am.
Turn off everything, is what I meant. Turn off everything. That's when you take your nap.
Exactly. I'm sleeping. I would sleep in the day.
Okay.
I'm not a big sleeper in the night. I can have sleeping issues, but I'm very good sleeping in the day.
Okay.
Actually, very good.
You need that one. We tapped in a little bit of insights of an artist and becoming yourself on this platform, right? We dug into that a little bit. If you had to say something to your followers and viewers right now, at this moment, that you haven't said on the show, what would you tell them now, if they're watching us now?
I love you so much, my Soul Rebel community. I am loving you with everything that I am. You encourage me to keep going. Your feedbacks and the way you interact with what I'm sharing with you means just all to me. Because I had the feeling like being a creative can be kind of a lonesome road. And I know so many of you guys out there listening also feel lonely sometimes, and that you really connect, that you are answering to my invitation to us building a community is so very beautiful, and I am deeply grateful.
That's sobby if you ask me. No, I'm just kidding.
Don't cry.
No. You sobber. No, I'm just kidding. Let's talk about your visual identity and presentation and what you do, because I feel like you have this magical way of presenting yourself in the social media field. And you know what it takes, you know what looks and what works. Let's talk visuals. How important is the visual world around your music as an artist?
The visuals are super important for me as an artist because we are living in a visual world. We are consuming a lot. You know, we just see something and it makes us click yes, no, or just swipe. So the visual is important. For myself, it's even important in a way that I like to control and also direct the way people can look at me. So for me, as someone that I want people to listen and to feel and not only stare, I love this part of taking control. And I also love the experiment because you can, have like this fantasy world around you that you can build. Like in a video that I shot for tomorrow, I made my hair, because my hair is pretty long, right? It's super long. So I was building like huge kind of ponytails on the side, and they swing when I move, and I felt I was like a fairy connected to the fresh green and all the roots and the branches of the trees. So I am trying to build a world around this, and then of course I am intentionally choosing what I wear as well. When I'm on stage, I mean, when I'm a private person, you can see me in the last outfit ever, because I'm going to be practicing most of the day. I'll be at the piano or I'll be writing. Nobody sees me besides my family. So why would I dress up? I'll be comfy, and I'll be wearing weird kimonos that I just only put on because there's
you guys say kimono, I'll say kimono. Kimono, okay.
Yeah, and it's and actually I only wear those because it's constantly someone like, the UPS is ringing at the door, and I don't want to be just only in pajamas. Right. So this is why I'm putting those on. Then I forget, and like this, I'm also going to buy bread because I don't care. I couldn't care less. But when I'm on a stage or when I'm somewhere, I love fashion and I love the expression that you can add on to something, and there is power in the way that you dress. This is why men are wearing suits, and we're talking about a power suit when they're going for business meeting. This is why in a business meeting, the men also don't have their shirt unbuttoned and open. No, it's a shirt and a tie, because it gives a certain form that leads the person on the other side of the table to look into your face and not into your shirt.
So you feel strongly about your presentation.
Oh, yeah.
When you're standing behind your brand.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
I'm a natural person, so I don't mind when people, like in my insights of an artist, when I record
So
those.
that is branding as well.
Yeah, I want to be reliable, because this is just me. I don't have to wear a lot of makeup or this and that. I love jewelries, as you can see. Mostly they have a meaning to me, like now I'm wearing cowrie shells and, the flower of life and stuff. And of course, my Rasta.
Oh, that's lots,
Somebody
gonna rob you, girl. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, it could happen. It can happen, But I think, as I call it, insides of an artist, the outside is not so important, but what is important is the authenticity behind it. And then when I'm stepping on stage, for example, that's a different thing, because a stage lifts you up. You can also really show off. And also there I want to be myself. I am not one of those artists that have like a completely
Unapologetic
different
yourself.
personalities. I am me, like right now, I am me if I'm going out there. I am me if you meet me somewhere on airport, and I will be me on the stage as well. Maybe you will see another side of me coming out.
Okay, I want to see Dracula. No, I'm just kidding.
This is very...
You've been very international with choices for your upcoming female reggae voice tour. Tell us about this and what it means to you.
This is the coolest anyways. I mean, I'm going on tour with three ladies that I love. One is Samora, is a Surinamese singer and songwriter living in Switzerland. One is Yisa from Jamaica, and then is Amoye from Canada. And we formed a tour together, female reggae voices. Samora is representing us all as the leader of the group. And we put this together because we felt like Samora and I met on a festival and we spoke a long time and said, we as women in reggae music, we get less paid. We never taken serious so much. We always like the one woman that you have there. So we said, let's connect. Let's be a front. Let's show what we can do, how much of a vibe we have together. And I am
Together, the unit, yeah.
as a unit.
Okay.
And this is really community. This is sisterhood. This is we supporting each other. This is no competition. This is like me front row, for each and every one of them. And for all of
Three
my
hot sisters in the same room on the same stage.
And it's got to be pure fire, pure fire. And then even we're taking it a step further because we've been talking about how much the outside is important. And that I am, for myself, I made the conscious decision intentionally wearing only independent Black women designers on stage to also represent that we as female creatives, we are unity, we are one, we are supporting each other. And if I have a stage and I have 10,000 people watching, I can represent for my sister who is, working her off, and I can help her to shine because we all shine and it just gets more beautiful. There is so much space for all of us. And I wanted to push each and every one of us. And I love how the whole movement is.
How did they feel about this idea, this approach, this
we all
camaraderie?
do feel the same. And we are all intentional about this. So it's not only a chance to go on tour. I mean, we're playing from Montreux Jazz Festival to Reggae Jam here in Germany. We just play a lot and it's beautiful, and we're going to spread the message and we're going to represent not only for ourselves, but also for our sisters all around the world. We're going to be there. And Samora and I, we have a song coming up together. It's also called Queens, and it's about this.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
And you've never done nothing like this before.
Well, I did female collaborations. Yes, I did that.
But this topic, this genre, this.
I did, but the tour is a different thing. Yeah, like that we're making a whole movement. I've been, for myself, I've been fighting for this for such a long time because the music business is a difficult business, and especially for women, it is, and especially for Black women, it is. Especially Black women in Germany, not only Europe, but Germany especially. So I am loving that I am not the only one, because back in the days when I started off, that was me, myself and I, the only one, the only,
Do you feel progress at this day and age? Is it coming?
Some. Not enough.
Okay, not enough. It's never going to be enough. I mean,
it's not enough. But I'm telling you one thing, and I've been just recently thinking about this just to get my dates correct, right? It was 1977 in Germany. that we really spoke about the equal rights for females, talking about voting and all those kind of things.
Right.
So this is not so very long ago. So it's no miracle, it's not a big surprise that we are still pushing against those patriarchic walls. We think we should be faster, we should be more advanced. We are not, because it's just not so very long ago. You know, and I think even, to coming to the United States, I think it was 1978 when the marriage between black and white people in the state of New York was still forbidden. I think I just read this. I have to research the correct time, but it was about this time. So everything that we feel should be already processed, and we should be further.
Yeah.
We're not. It's still like a lifespan is still here. So for us as women, especially in the reggae, but also like this, we don't want to be just pretty girls doing something. Everybody say, "Well, you have talent." Yes, and then you're the night sidekick, and then you have those big guys. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna show, because we have power, we have meaning, we have value, and we do have fans.
Okay.
We have solid fan bases, and
I love the idea, and
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing videos, and I'm sure you're going to come up with some social media.
Of course.
I mean, with you and the woman, I'm really looking forward to that.
we're gonna be loud.
Yeah,
We're gonna be loud.
Loud.
We're gonna be loud. We are proud already. We're gonna be loud, and it's gonna be worth it.
I'm happy for you and excited for you to reach these next steps, and I hope that it is a total success.
Thank
with
you.
you three on the stage. In today's music landscape, there's always this tension about selling our art, right? Are we selling our appearance?
Well, this is such an interesting question, because I think it's always had two sides, right? Let me start in another way. Janis Joplin, right? She had a style, but mostly she had a voice that was incredible, powerful, and she's been all over the place and got famous and everything. From today's perspective, we would say she's not pretty enough. This is why she wouldn't sell the same. Or you have an amazing jazz singer, Ella Fitzgerald. That she was never one of those pretty girls, pretty women, And from today's perspective, her incredible vocals would not be enough, because we're living in a world where we are selling the whole experience. I mean, beauty and aura has always been part of the deal, right? To make someone being a star or being extraordinary always had more sides. But today we reached a point where maybe you just look good, and your skills are not even as developed as maybe you look. For myself, I always made, and that was an intentional and a conscious choice that I made for myself. I wanted to be me more than I wanted to sell how I look like. Also because I hated what people had to say about how I look like. I never wanted to be the
Really?
black Barbie.
Oh, really?
Oh, you got, like this and that. And I never liked that. I always found expressions that I could not feel aligned with, because I am a nerd. I'm more the intellectual person. I never wanted to be just this, be limited and put in boxes to be just a sexy female, whatever, because beautiful, if you like that, great, but that is just one part of me, and it's, the outside fades. And I think, I can only speak for myself. The embodiment of a goddess, we love to speak about, the feminine as a goddess and this and that. There is more goddesses around than only Aphrodite. There is also those like Athena, who was the goddess of intellect. Or you have Diana, who was the goddess of war and with an arrow shooting. So if I got to choose, I wouldn't be the one being there just being all pretty and dolls. Like, no, this does not for me only means embodying being a feminine person, just to be like, like this. Mm-mm. I think we're strong.
Personality.
I think we can also be strong and fierce and soft and loving and caring in the same
Hey,
time.
sisters, y'all crazy. Let me, in a good way.
You just in a good way. That was
I
it.
mean, it's the truth. I mean, I've been around women and sisters all my life. I understand the dynamics, so I totally relate. And I'm happy that you are able to stand up and fight and continue to fight. It's just, I don't believe that the women of color will back down to any of this.
No.
You've survived so much, so far up until this point. It's only going to get better, I think. And what is really something I want to know is, and what has helped you keep going in spite of those challenges? Think about that one. What has actually kept you fighting for this
That's a
equality?
funny question because what really keeps me going, always kept me going, is that to make music and to express myself creatively is something I have to do. It's like, it's a necessity for me to be alive. I get super depressed if I don't find a way to express myself. I need to make music. I need to write. I need to do this. This is my constant, ongoing self-therapy. This is what keeps me going. I'm mostly doing this for me. Because I just have to. Even if I would not release a single track, I would still write and make the song.
Would that be good advice for young, aspiring women? What would you tell them in this, another sister, in this moment? What would advice?
I
would you give
think wherever you want to take your art, right, make sure you do this for yourself first. If you are seeking only for outside validation, you will hurt yourself. Outside validation is important because we learn from measurement, we learn from judgment and also from competition. But if you're doing this for this because you want to be loved, this is what it basically means. You're searching for validation, so you want to be loved. You're on the wrong path because you got to love yourself first and learn to love yourself, and then you do it for you. And this will help you to stand up tall and feel safe and secure and proud of yourself when someone does not like you, does not like your output, does not like your voice, does not like how you look like, does not like your nails, does not like anything about you.
That's a matter of opinion.
And you could be unbothered, or you could shake it off easy. Of course, it's going to hit you a little bit. It always hits me. Someone say, "Oh, I don't like it. It's like this." Now, okay, whatever. But I can brush it off because I am loving it first. And I think, please invest in your skills of making the music, writing your songs, learn a little bit about production and all those things, also about music marketing, learn about the process behind how to register your songs correctly, all those things. So nobody can tell you nothing, and you should be head of your own business as well. And then I think, which is super important, don't lose the joy of doing it.
Yeah.
Just don't,
You gotta
don't
love.
lose it.
Yeah, you gotta have the love.
Just, as I said before, I'm not working. I love doing that. Sometimes I'm tired, yes, but I love doing that. And the more you know, the more you've got also control, not in talking about controlling. And then, if you invest in your skills, meaning practice, because practice is going to get you further. Learn what you have to do on the practical part. Even maybe have a lawyer that if you have difficulties reading a contract for a concert, because your skills will grow, your outside will fade. we all age. We all, everything can always happen. Maybe you're going to have a baby. Maybe you're not going to have this beautiful, adorable body after. And if this was your only thing that you've been selling besides your music,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you're done.
Okay.
So skills over everything else you can sell.
Skills over everyone else. Well,
Yeah.
people, you hear that. Women, you hear that. Young ladies, you hear that. Men, you
Also,
can also.
young men
That's what I'm
hear
saying.
that.
That's what I'm
I say,
saying.
like, skills
Hear me.
over
Hear
this.
me.
Yeah, man.
Okay, yeah, man. Hey, what's next? As we close it out here a little bit.
Well, what's next is I am in the middle of recording an EP. There's
Another
already,
one, Zoe.
Yeah, there is always more music coming, and then I have one. So after the tour, this will be end of the summer. There will be also a print version of my book. And this going on very well right now. I'm
It's
so
doing what?
excited. Yeah, I'm so excited about this. I am writing for an art book I'm excited about this too. This is a photographer that I am super blessed and honored that I am invited to write all the text and also poetry for this. And there's a new EP coming. And then I have an idea for an album that I'm not going to talk about right now because
Boo.
it's
You gonna tell me on the side?
I can tell you because it just came to my mind. I have 5 albums out there, right?
Name the 5 before we go.
It's Zoe Society, it's Exile African, it's Golden Rebellion, then it's Higher Vibration, and Till Then.
Till then.
And
Till then. I was there.
Yeah.
Till then.
And I thought there are some songs that I really love a lot. I mean, I love them all, but there's some of them are special.
Love above all.
And I'm feeling like I could do something, like rearranging some of them. It's like going back in my own memory lane. And I'm onto something that is still there.
I hope so, because we had a conversation about you shifting.
Yeah,
Remember we
and
talked?
I'm feeling it. And I
Is
want
it coming?
different mixes. I want to experiment.
Okay, good. I know.
Yeah.
I get it. Cause I mean, we had this.
If anybody
we had
listening
this
who
discussion.
feel inspired to work with me, just give me a shout out. Yes, because I really want to realize something, and I feel it's coming. I feel it's time, and I love this very personal aspect of the whole thing. Let me just cut it like this. I'm always shy speaking about things that are not already on the desk.
So that's within this year. You're speaking.
Yeah, I will. Yeah, the EP definitely gonna be released in autumn, but then the album is gonna be a longer recording process.
So music, words, visuals, the full spectrum.
Yes, everything. When I go stop, you know me.
You're not gonna do what?
No, I'm
You're
not going
gonna
to stop. I'm not gonna be bored by anything. If I'm bored, and my mind is already starting to find something else, a new, output, and I never stop creating.
Thank you so much for opening up and taking this outside of our own little space and spreading it in the world. Appreciate you.
And thank you so much. Guys, this is the kind of conversation we have usually with a soup lunch, and we talk, and then we share ideas and share perspectives. And it was beautiful to tell you.
It's kind of cool. It was. This conversation is really cool, and I think, okay, I heard you speak where we in conversations about topics that we didn't touch on.
Yeah.
As well, so that's kind of cool for me. So everybody, thank you very much for listening in, and make sure you stay curious, and make sure you do us a favor. What are they gonna do for us, Zoe?
They are going to please subscribe to Decisive podcast series, because most of the times Roberto is the host and I am the co-host, and we have amazing guests. We have so many inspiring conversations, and I love it, and I'm looking forward to the next. And so please subscribe.
We have Genji Yoshida on the next show, and he is the guy that designed my template for the Instagram for the social media. So we'll have him on. We're going to have some discussion about AI and about another. He's also doing music, but he's also into the design and graphic.
And I'm going to be on the other side again.
So we have him. Yeah. So,
great. Thank you so much.
Again, make sure you like and subscribe, and everybody have a great week, great day, and please make sure you check us out on Sunday, September the 24th at Oxen Ur. That's 6:00 p.m. CET, right here on Decisive Podcast Series YouTube channel.
Thank you for spending time with us. Decisive Podcast Series live by Roberto Ingram, co-hosted by Zoe Mazah.